you really transition into that place of understanding your self-identity, understanding the power that's within you, and how we navigate that. That's an important part of the process. So, all right, so it looks like I'm going to shut this one down here, and then you can come join me back on the Facebook page. Yeah, so I'm going to shut this down. All right. So right now what I'm doing is I'm working on the Sacred Seven, the book that I authored, is really my journey with an ancient technology of self-identity. And I'm putting together a course, an online course, and I just wanted to document this for everyone, and also for myself about the process of creating that course. And if you have anything to share, you can connect with me here on the Zoom page, or we can connect on Facebook as well, if you're tuned into the live right now. And so this is the process. So the below space is the divine feminine, and I'm working on the slides right now of what the journey is going to be like. So we're doing it in an online Facebook group, and that online Facebook group is going to get access to me as a personal facilitator of their fortified architecture of self-identity. So the divine feminine is the space that when we work on this process, we're really looking at our relationship to our earth mom, and then also the energy of the spiritual energy of what she brought into this incarnation. So this slide right here, what I'm trying to really define is the process. So within us is the infinite intelligence of the divine feminine. She waits at the door of the underworld to bring us a gift of reflection from the below space. So this is the process of connecting to that below space. So we go to the below space and we ask what we can find, what we can do to find. What can we do to find? All right, we go to the below space and seek the wisdom within the divine feminine. See, this is something that I feel is really important for us in our contemporary culture, right? We have this idea that all wisdom is something that's outside of us. And in the process of the Sacred Seven, in doing the journeying work, we really begin to understand that there is an interdimensional space from within. And inside of that, there is a connection to the divine feminine. So we're traveling into the underworld with this practice. We're going into the below space, the place of darkness. And we're really reaching that fortified space of energetic architecture in which we begin to, through prayer, through thought, through sound, actually ask these questions. And these questions are from within us, right? That the truth, the energetic, the infinite intelligence is from within. So if you imagine during this journeying time, I'm using the tools that have equipped us. When I say us, I mean me and Monica in the hospital. So I'm using the hamtan, the Mayan trumpet, the drum, the flute, the gong, the chimes, the Tibetan bowl. And we're creating a textural vehicle. See, vibration is within the infinite intelligence. It's actually nonlinear. Once you create vibration, you're in an access point of eternity. So as we journey into the divine feminine, we're actually creating a vehicle that can allow for us to not just see into the representation of our earthly mother, although our earthly mother does give us guidance in the karmic consequences that we brought into this life, but it also gives us access to the infinite intelligence of multiple lifetimes. So we're seeing into the space now, and we're asking for the guide, which is the architecture of the divine feminine, to manifest itself in any vehicle. So if she wants to manifest herself in the vehicle of a bird or in the vehicle of water, whatever it is, the mind is understanding that it's true, it's through this vehicle that the representation of the information for our incarnation can manifest. So we're allowing, now what I'm doing is I'm kind of creating the facilitated experience of the individuals that are utilizing this practice to enhance their own self-identity. So in seeking the guidance from the divine feminine, we allow the guide to manifest in any vehicle she wants to come forward through. Opening the doorway into asking the questions that serve us today. So as we step into the container of the below place, as we travel into that direction, we want to seek the divine feminine and then also ask the questions that serve us today. So if we have an imbalance in relationships within self, these can create a magnet, basically a density within the fabric of reality. So we're seeking not only the divine feminine and the truth of the energy of the divine feminine, but we're also asking questions that pertain to our physical beingness in this reality. So what's going to happen is we're going to do some journal entries, and we're going to ask those questions. We're going to have those questions ready for when we do the actual journeying work. So in this space of connecting to the divine feminine, we need to have that self-evaluation of realizing, and this is the process that I've done in my own life. So in this incarnation in Andrew Ecker, I came in with a lot of energy around needing to please the feminine. And this has been a journey for me in releasing that need to please the feminine, because inside of myself, I've had to learn how to nurture the child within me. And the child within me is a grown ass, 200 plus pound man. And that's one of the things that's very significant about this practice is each one of these containers of self-identity really allow for us to see ourselves and what may be the nature of the divine feminine in its lack is created within the gravitational field of our reality. So how I come to this in intimacy and vulnerability is really about evaluating my own self and how those feelings have manifested in me. What is it that has created that imbalance in my life? Need to constantly please the feminine, and how do I please the feminine inside of me in order to create that balance? So these are kind of the questions that we begin to really connect to in the depth of the divine feminine. So we're journaling those questions, and we're having those prepared inside of us psychically, so that when we come to this container, to the altar space of the divine feminine, we've already created that vehicle. So okay, so the next, and I don't know if the spell check is working on this right now. I got to check and see here. Or, who's the best spell check is Monica. Ah, my beloved Monica, she's the one who really does the spell checking, and also is going to help us out. So another part of this process is setting the altar to the divine feminine. So this is a meeting place, right? We're setting the altar to the divine feminine. This is the meeting place to ground us into the practice of connecting to the divine feminine. Let's see, what else is the practice here within this container? You know, I have these tools, these meditation tools written down here in the book. Okay, here we go. Divine feminine container. So, let me see. So we're seeking the symbol as well for the altar space. This is an important part of the process. So the first slide is the below space. This is where I'm beginning to help them understand the process. So this is kind of giving them context. So for the next hour or so, I'm not going to limit the time. There we go. We are connecting to the sacred below space, get into a comfortable, relaxed space. Let's open the container. All right, and then here is within the infinite intelligence of the divine feminine. She waits at the door of the underworld to bring us a gift of reflection from the below space. Now we go into the below space and seek the wisdom of the divine feminine. Seeking the guidance of the divine feminine, we allow for the guide to manifest in any vehicle she wants to come forward through, opening the doorway into asking the question that serves us today. That serves us today. What have we learned from our Earth Mother about the divine feminine? Setting the altar to the divine feminine, seeking the symbols. So seeking the symbols. So the symbols are very important within so many communities around the world. The creation of symbols are not just an artistic expression, but they're actually a gateway into collective consciousness. So this is very important, especially within like these technologies and tools that families have used for thousands of years. The family crest, sometimes a tattoo, sometimes these different forms of symbolization of the energetic or collective consciousness. So that's one of the tools that we use. Again, the Sacred Seven is a practice that's based on indigenous technology, but we're not looking at it from any one specific tribal, ethnocentric kind of idea. This is a process that really is based on shamanic practices, it's based on medicine practices, but it's applicable for today. And that's really important in navigating this and documenting this process. So whatever we come out of on the other end of COVID, right? Whatever comes out of the other end of this transformation that's happening around the world, we're getting back to the earth, we're getting back to a family, the idea of the production for the means of restoration. This is all a part of this. So I'm trying to document the process in a way that serves us as a collective. Now I'm going to go here because I am trying to keep these uniform. So the first one that I began with was actually the inner child. And I know that I have 7, excellent. I have 7 slides. Okay, so I'm going to now step into the sound slide for the divine feminine, because this is where I think it's 4 on the inner child. Let me make sure. Oh, it's actually 6 on the inner child. So I'm only at 4. The permission slide. Yeah, that's important. Okay. So this is the permission slide to go into the underworld. So now I'm going to put a picture in here. Let's see what we have. I do have some pictures that I set aside for this. And here we go, webinar photos. Sacred 7. And I want something that's going to capture the underworld. Here we go. This one's pretty good. I like it. Nice. I like that slide. Now we are granting ourselves permission to journey to the below space, the underworld of the divine feminine. In your own words, now speak your permission. So in this place, we're giving ourselves permission to actually access that underworld, that consciousness under us. So yeah, I like that. All right, so let's go and do Control M here. And now I'm referencing the inner child. So, all right, actually, I think what's happened is, see, this is the process where, you know, I'm really seeking guidance of source, because I want this to be from the infinite intelligence. So Father, Mother, Creator, Source, guide me in the process of how to deliver this system, utilizing technology, utilizing pictures, slides, sound, vibrational frequency. Give me the understanding to now utilize this tool, this technology in a way that enhances this journey. As you have given me the Sacred 7 to be a steward of this process, I pray that you would impact the lives of the people through this meeting with the divine feminine in each one of the sacred containers of self-identity. So I'm looking now. Okay. All right, I got it. So we're going to move 4 to 3. And 5 is going to be the sound. 5 is going to be the sound. 6 is going to be the action steps, and 7 is going to be the closing process. So I need to write this down so that I have like a formatted formula for each one of these containers of self-identity. Okay, I'm going to get into that now. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to share this in the group. If you aren't a part of the Sacred Seven Facebook group yet, go to the Sacred Seven on Facebook. Apply to be a member of the Facebook group. It is a closed group because we're going to be sharing things about ourselves that maybe a lot of us don't want to have out there for everyone yet. But as we grow in our intimacy and vulnerability, and we find that that's we're going to be able to really guide and protect and grow a group of individuals that are going to want to be a part of a movement of transforming self-identity and awakening this process of the optimal state of human design that's in the Sacred Seven. So go to the Facebook page. I'm going to post this up there. I'm going to get on outlining the process. I'm going to do a Google Doc and outline that process so that each one of these sort of journeys on PowerPoint that we're going to use as a template for the sound healing part, as we step into that integrated journeying process, each one of them is a template. So we kind of have a balanced format for each one of the containers, each one of the journeys in the Sacred Seven, and then there's going to be the action steps that are going to take place. So I'll come back on here when I have that outline written, and we'll get into that process a little bit deeper, so that each one of these is done in kind of a formatted way, is what I want to do, so that when eventually on long down the line, I want to have a certification process so people can start doing these journeyings on their own. So we're going to do a rattle making, a drum making school, a teaching platform in which they become certified in journeying individuals into the ceremonial introduction and into the process of the Sacred Seven. So I'm very excited to get this going right now and wanted to document some of the process for all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down the Zoom right now, and I'm going to post it on the group so that all of you can be a part of the process and really join in creating this. So thanks. Beauty above, beauty below, beauty beside, beauty in front, beauty behind, beauty within. I am, we are made beautiful again. I hope.